The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment by Eckhart Tolle, is a work that redefines the concept of enlightenment and offers a new path to self-understanding. This video invites readers to free themselves from the bonds of the past and the anxieties of the future, diving deeply into the only moment that really matters, the present. True peace and happiness can only be found in the now, through practical strategies and enlightening insights to help silence the mind, detach from negative thoughts and emotions, and fully experience life in its purest essence. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? There's nothing better for a beginner channel than gaining a new follower. This action gives us motivation to produce new content. Our channel posts several videos weekly with book summaries that contribute to your personal and professional development. Follow us. Most people are stuck in a state of unconsciousness, controlled by negative thoughts and emotions derived from their identification with their past or worries about the future. This continuous state of worry and overthinking prevents people from experiencing the true happiness and peace that can only be found in the present moment. To understand this, one must understand the now. This central concept argues that life only occurs in the present, not in the past or future. Often, we humans spend much of our time reliving past memories or worrying about the future, which distracts us from the only moment we truly have, the present. By focusing our attention and consciousness on the now, we can achieve greater clarity, happiness, and peace. For example, if you are having a meal, focus on the experience of eating, the flavors, textures, smells. Instead of being distracted by thoughts about the past or future, be fully present in the experience of the now. If you are on a walk, focus on the environment around you, the sound of birds, the feel of the wind on your skin, the view of the landscape. Again, the idea is to be fully present in the moment, rather than letting your mind wander to irrelevant thoughts. Identification with the mind. Much of our emotional suffering arises from our tendency to overly identify with our thoughts and emotions. When we think about ourselves, we often resort to narratives based on our past experiences or future anxieties. This is a misguided form of self-awareness, because we are more than just the stories we tell ourselves. We can find a deeper sense of peace and satisfaction by disidentifying from our thoughts and emotions and reconnecting with the present. For example, you might find yourself thinking, "I am an unlucky person," after a series of unfortunate events. Here you are identifying with your negative thoughts. A person who is constantly worried about what others think of you, this is a sign of excessive identification with the mind. You are allowing your thoughts and concerns to dominate your experience. Conscious observation. This concept is a tool to help break identification with the mind. Conscious observation involves paying attention to our thoughts and emotions without judging or reacting to them. By becoming passive observers of our thoughts, we can begin to realize that we are not our thoughts or emotions, we are the conscious observer behind them. A person may notice they are feeling anxious. Instead of being carried away by the anxiety, observe it as if you were looking from outside. Watch how anxiety arises and fades away. During a heated argument, instead of impulsively reacting, take a pause and observe your feelings of anger. Acknowledge the anger without identifying with it. Acceptance, resistance to what is happening in the present moment is another significant cause of suffering. Often, we resist reality because it is not what we want or expect. But this resistance only causes us more pain and suffering. Instead, we should accept the present moment as it is, without trying to change it. This acceptance can bring a profound sense of peace. For example, if the weather is bad and you had plans to go out, instead of getting upset, accept that you can't control the weather and adjust your plans. A person made a mistake at work. Instead of resisting the reality and worrying about the consequences, accept the mistake, learn from it, and move on. Enlightenment. Enlightenment is not a transcendent or mystical state that one hopes to achieve someday. Instead, it is a realization of the power of now. By living fully in the present, we disidentify from negative thoughts and emotions and therefore free ourselves from suffering. This is true enlightenment. Instead of constantly seeking happiness in future events, like a promotion or a new relationship, find joy in the present moment. That is, the realization of the now. During meditation, you may experience a moment of deep clarity and calm, a state of pure awareness that is beyond thoughts and emotions. This experience is a taste of enlightenment. Many people live in a state of unconsciousness, because they are constantly absorbed by thoughts about the past and future. This means that they are so busy reliving memories or worrying about the future that they can't fully experience the present moment. Here are some examples. Worry and anxiety about the future. Many people spend most of their time worried about what might happen in the future. They are constantly thinking about what needs to be done, what could go wrong, what they want to achieve, etc. These thoughts cause anxiety, stress, and suffering, because the person is constantly living in a state of anticipation. Reliving the past. Many people are stuck in thoughts and emotions related to the past. They are often reliving memories, either recounting the good old times, or reliving traumas and pain. This also leads to suffering, because the person is not living in the present, but in a past that cannot be changed. Identification with the mind. The root of the problem is identification with the mind. People believe that they are their thoughts and emotions, so they allow themselves to be controlled by them. For example, if they have a thought that they are a failure, they believe it and feel bad about it. We are more than our thoughts and emotions, we are the consciousness observing these thoughts and emotions. Resistance to what is. People often resist what is happening in the moment because it is not what they want or expect. This resistance creates suffering, because we are fighting against the reality of the present moment. Eckhart Tolle suggests several strategies to prevent worry and excessive thinking from keeping us from experiencing true happiness and peace in the present moment. Here are some of these methods. Awareness. The first step is to become aware that we are stuck in incessant thoughts and worries. Without this awareness, it is impossible to make any change. Therefore, the first step is always to observe our own mind and recognize when we are stuck in thoughts and worries. Acceptance. Accepting the present moment as it is can help us free ourselves from worries and excessive thoughts. This does not mean that we have to like what is happening, but just recognize and accept that it is what it is. Resistance to the present moment often leads to more suffering. Presence. Practicing presence can help us free ourselves from the cycle of worry and excessive thinking. This means bringing our attention to what is happening now. We can do this by focusing on our breath, the sounds around us, the sensations in our body, or anything else that is happening in the present moment. Conscious observation. This involves observing our thoughts and emotions as if we were looking from outside. Instead of identifying with our thoughts and emotions, we can simply observe them as if they were clouds passing through the sky. Meditation. Meditation can also be an effective tool to help calm the mind and bring attention back to the present. There are many different forms of meditation, but most of them involve focusing attention on something, such as the breath, and allowing thoughts and worries to pass without clinging to them. The key to a more fulfilling and peaceful life lies in our ability to live in the present moment, rather than getting stuck in thoughts and worries about the past and future. These teachings have the power and transformational capacity, which challenges conventions and provides a new perspective on the reality of our existence. Regardless of your beliefs or experiences, the power of now offers a path to tranquility and full consciousness in the here and now. We are here to help you in your personal development and make you reflect on factors that lead to improvements in your life. Subscribe to our channel and have access to book summaries with exclusive and informative content. Give it a like. It's the quickest and easiest way to show us we are on the right track and motivate the production of more content. In the description, we've left 3 other video links from the channel that will make you a better person in personal and professional life, related to this theme.